You got it? You got it? Oh my
Got that live button flashing on the top right. All right. So now I'll let you bring the windows up. There we go.
Why does it always do that?
What's
up, everybody? What's up?
Let me make sure it's right there.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. Welcome back to another Monday morning live stream. We come to you live twice a week, Monday and Thursday, to bring you the latest in all things crypto. Today is no exception. My name's Wes, and I'm joined with, as always, Siri Crypto. What's up, Siri?
What is up, people? How we doing? I'm getting my coffee right now. I don't even have to get up to get it because I already have it. We had our countdown going. We're ready to go today.
Ready to roll, man.
Ready to roll.
Yeah, dude. Lot going on here, man. We took a little dip like we knew we would. I was hoping we would be back up around at least above 85 again by today. It looks like we're trying to come up now, but not with a lot of strength. There's a lot going on, man. We got a lot to talk about. And Sierra's just making his coffee. Give him a second.
What was my call?
Is that, dude?
What was my call?
Look.
What did I say?
I don't even remember, man. To be honest with you.
What was my call? I think I won this one again, buddy.
Again? You've lost the last two, and now you've won one. So, yes.
You win 3 weeks, you lose 2 days. That's fine.
Yeah. So, anyways, guys, we got a lot to talk about, man. We have the Fed rate decision coming up in April. We have Solana, dude. Solana futures struggling over there. Are they waiting for the actual spot ETF, or is Solana just going to be lagging from here on out? I don't know. We'll talk about that. We've got MicroStrategy buying more. That's probably why the market is down. The Trump family trying to get into mining. That's kind of huge. And then we have Ethereum and Bitcoin. The ETH to Bitcoin chart at its lowest level since 5 years, bro. 5 years. So we're going to talk about that. And then we have some regulatory news coming up with the House voting on in April. I think it's April 9th. So a lot to talk about. There's a lot happening in the markets right now, and I'm excited to look at some charts. I know Sierra is as well. Let's see if we got any trade setups. Let's see if there's anything we can get hyped up about. And that's it, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that shit.
I did call 82. We're at 83. So I definitely won this last call. Yeah, okay, cool. I won this last one.
Good job, man.
And I had
as long as one of us wins.
2 little slip ups on very, very minor calls. But for the most part, I've still been kicking your ass all year long.
Well, look,
listen, so far. I'm just putting that out there. I'm just saying.
That's fine. That's fine. You can kick my ass. So if you go back to look at the last live stream, guys, we were pretty much both in agreement that we were going to come down, retest. Remember, I was talking about the double bottom at 80,000. So far, that looks like it's played out. I believe we went down to 81 and some change, and we've come back up. Siri said we're around what, like 83,000 right now.
We're close to 84. We're right now, right at it.
Okay, so we've come down. We've hit that double bottom. I think that's what's going to play out. I was hoping we would have a little more momentum to keep us continuing to the upside by today, but we'll look at it, man. There's not really a lot of strength, man. There's more shitty economic news and macro stuff going on that people are fearful about, and rightfully so. So I think that has a lot to do with it. And I don't think we're ever going to be, bull market on until all this stuff is cleared up, which I think comes in April.
So let me jump right on into the charts, guys, because we're not going to mess around today. We're going to get right into the meat and potatoes. So total global market cap not looking good, in my opinion. 2.8 was the line that we needed to hold. We are now below that by about $5 billion, which is not – normally that wouldn't scare me, but because of the general direction of the market and because of sentiment, I think that this is dangerous at this level. And I'm going to tell you why. When you have, bullish sentiment and things looking good and everybody's attitude good, it's not that big of a deal. But right now, if you go to the 1 month and you look at, obviously when I saw this pattern here, I knew this was bearish because it just looks like, it looked like a bounce coming up and it looked like we were going to break lower. Now we haven't cracked below this level. So 2.649, that's scary. That's starting to get a little more scary because Bitcoin could definitely head to that $77,000 price target. If we break any lower, I'm thinking now, if we don't hold here, which is 2.789, we're roughly at, let me go back to the number exactly, 2.795 right now. So you're talking about a very small number here for the couple $1 billion, to be honest with you, could happen in, 10 minutes, dude. We've watched 30 to 50 billion come in and out of the market so fast that it's literally could happen in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So my suggestion is on Total Global to keep your eyes peeled for that number because, like I said, we're already breached below 2.8. And we're continuing down. So liquidity is definitely, for March 27th, you were at 3 trillion, right? Fast forward to today, we're at March 30th, and you're down here around 2.7. Now, does that mean it's over, bull market over, that we're done for it? Hell no. This is just a very, this is a very typical pattern. Whenever you see something go up steep like this, you're getting that correction and it looks scary as hell. But I'm going to tell you the positive side to this is this slope. And you can see it on the 2-week chart clear as day. You see it's like, yeah, it's going down, but look at the fall. It went down, now it's going sideways, and now it's going even more sideways. And you're starting to get that bottoming out. So that's pretty damn cool to see. So I do think that we're near the bottom, but I think that it's a matter of we're definitely going to bleed to the downside more, I think. I'd like to say that we're not going to, and I'd like to say that things look great in the short term. But to be honest, I think that level was crucial, and breaking it is going to bring us to the downside. I'm not saying we bounce and go to the moon, and I'm not saying we crash and go to shit. I'm saying that the $77,000 dip still is very much on the table. I have not shifted my mind. I'm not convinced otherwise yet. I think it's still there. I think it's 50-50. But maybe you can convince me to change my mind as of right now, looking at this chart, looking at sentiment being shit, and knowing we're in the first week of April and not, everyone's still scared about tariffs and all that bullshit. Psychology, sentiment, and this chart tells me we could still see 77,000. So that's my short-term prediction. But dude, is this the time to be buying? Absolutely. Don't get it twisted. I just want to put that out there. This is when you buy. You buy on these downfalls, and if you can, you buy these dips and you buy this scoop. And I think long-term, the shit don't matter, guys. This is just short-term.
Yeah. I've seen some people talking about, actually, I bookmarked it, so we'll go to it here in a little bit, but talking about the altcoin and the altcoin season and the bull market extending into 2026 and 2027. I'm just going to go ahead and say, dude, I am not listening to that shit, dude. Like, I am not listening to it. I don't care.
The super cycle.
I don't care what anybody says, guys. I'm not listening to that, and I don't think you should either. I do think that the cycle top still comes towards the end of this year, and there's a lot of things to back that up, right? We have multiple things, multiple charts and data points that back that up, that the top is going to be towards the end of the year. So just anybody that you hear talking about that, look, people can have their own opinions and stuff, man. But if you're new coming in, just be careful with that type of shit. Yeah, man. Do you want to? So what is your point on the total global? What's our support? When we went back to 77,000 on Bitcoin, where was total global then? And do you think we're gonna drop below that point, or do you think that's just like a double bottom scenario?
So and let me pull this back, close the window, but yeah, I mean that's a good question because we've been down here before, right? We've dipped below 2.8 and we've come back. So I get it where it's not below that level that crude, but that's why I said in connection with the sentiment. That's why I'm saying it. I'm not saying it so much that the level where it's so scary. It's more because everyone's attitude is shit and you're that low. It's that combination that makes it dangerous. That's what I was saying. But we've that 2.79, but dude, we're below that right now. Like we're literally at the time of streaming, we're at 2.787. So that was our next level that I liked was 2.78. I'm sorry, 2.79. You know, there was a little bit of support there, laggy or something, dude. Hold on. I don't understand it. Laggy, you know, Restream not really making me happy, dude. Let me.
Well, we were having the same problems with StreamYard too, man. Crazy. So it's
the internet.
I did get the Restream removed.
Yeah, let me cancel this. There we go. It just got laggy as shit. Now my interface is acting crazy. Hold on.
I mean, you're good now. I'm not having any issues.
Yeah, it's just I tried to open the window and you know, I'm gonna stop using CoinGecko on stream if it keeps doing this shit.
Yeah, CoinGecko's got
stupid
all those
ad on CoinGecko is the fucking ads suck, and that's what slows it down. All right, just give me 1 sec, guys. I'm gonna pull it up.
You're good, dude. What are you trying to pull up?
Share screen. So I want to pull up total global chart again to look at the next level that you were asking about, because 0.786 we're dropping, like, and it's not by much, but it's still, like I said, that level is pretty damn important. Let's look at the 2 week real quick. Let me look at the weekly. 2 week, go to the month. All right, so this is the level to watch right there. It's 2.69 is your ultimate bear. 2.650, right? But your next level, because we're at 2.761. Let's see, 2.8, 2.789. We bounced, so we broke below it. So 2.739 and 2.761. So 2.739 is the next level to watch. If we break below that, because we're already below everything else pretty much, dude. We're already below. Yeah, we're below everything else other than 2.739, and then you have 2.650. So that level, how significant is it? 2.740. I don't know. That's only $20 billion away, dude. So when you look at it like that, and $20 billion difference, we've watched it. Remember when I told you I watched this chart like every day and I was staring at it? The moves tend to happen in 30 or $50 billion increments. So when it drops, it's usually 30 billion. Frankie, girl, damn it. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. We have a $20 billion cushion. If we lose this level, and we very well could, that's the level to watch. If I see that level breached, that 2.739, go Frankie. Then it's gonna be bad news bears for Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's price that'll send us below 80,000 like that. I really think that'll happen. Give me a sec. I gotta get this cat out of here. Go, Frankie, go. You're not allowed in here. You're not allowed in here. Sorry, man. I got asthma and the cat was trying to come in here, so I got to check. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, dude. I just think it's such a small move. It's not that big a deal. It's just it will send Bitcoin below $80,000, I think, and I think that's what they're trying to do. I think they're trying to get that fucking sub $80,000 Bitcoin real quick. You know, I think Larry Fink and all these guys, they want to push this, and the range is getting tight, and that'll go in with my other call that I've been screaming for months. I said, when it goes down there, it's going to be brief. And this looks like what's playing out. Looks like they're using all the energy they have to get it right where they want it. And then they know when that dip comes, motherfuckers are going to be buying, dude. Like China's buying, Fink's buying. The whole world is lying to you right now about Bitcoin, and the price is the biggest liar in the world right now. This is when you need to buy. If you can at all buy from now down, I still say it. Even if we go below 80K, I don't give a shit. That's your golden opportunity, man. And I think we see this play out. Now, if we don't, then who gives a shit? We go back to the upside, right? It's not a big deal. If we do go down there and you buy some, not a big deal. This is not a bear market. This bull market is not over. So that's the two most important things.
Yeah.
I mean, but do you agree with that? Do you see what I'm saying about the $20 billion cushion? How it's, you know, it's not that big of a drop if we drop, but at the same time, the sentiment factor is gonna, because people are gonna go, oh shit, now we're below 80,000. I'm done. This is, you know, that the break below that is gonna just crack people. Like people on Twitter are just gonna say, fuck this. And, you know, it could only go to 77. Then on the news, they'll say Bitcoin dropped to $75,000 today, you know, from its all-time high of 109. And everyone will fucking, they'll be like, oh, it's over with and blah, blah, blah. And then when that shit happens, that's when you got to pull that trigger, bro. That is your cue. Yeah. When you see the talking news saying, bitching, oh, Bitcoin has failed and the Trump administration has failed crypto because it's at 77,000. When you hear that bullshit, that's when you go hard. You go hard as hell, and you go hard on low cap, high risk shit coins. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. It's a joke. Buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, man.
Saw Sailor bought today and sent the price up.
Yeah, man. So let's, if you don't mind, dude, I would like to, before we jump into some more charts, man, I got a few things on X I would like to look at. And then there's also something as far as an economic indicator that I want to look at as well that's correlating with Bitcoin that I think a lot of people are sleeping on. So actually, I'll start with that first. Let's go here. Crypto Slate. Guys, if you don't use Crypto Slate, what the hell are you doing, man? I just found this, dude, and it's really dope, man. So I like Crypto Slate for the data points for, you know, economic indicators or whatever. And then there's CoinGlass, where I like that for, what do we use that one for? CoinGlass. We use that one.
CoinGlass
liquidation.
Is liquidation,
the liquidation levels. So this is Crypto Slate. There's a lot of news and insights and stuff like that you can get. Really cool. You can actually buy the NFT and get like full access to their alpha reports every day, every week. Hold on. Hey, you. All right. Anyway, so this is something that I noticed here. If you can see, can you see this or no?
I can see your screen. I don't see you on the screen, but I guess we haven't had that up the whole time. We're not on the screen. There we go. Freaking Restream's got to put us on the same side too. It does kind of suck.
I know. That's the only thing I don't like, man, honestly. It's the only thing I don't like about Restream. All right. So this is cool, man. This is all the 10-year treasury. You can see some correlation in between the 10-year treasury, constant maturity minus the 2-year. And then you can see, you know, this is a macro viewpoint here that they kind of correlate, right? The one thing that I'm focused on is the federal funds rate. And you can see if we switch to, I think it's the 12-month. So if you switch to the 12-month, you can see when Bitcoin, and the chart looks funny. I know it does. But you can see when they start cutting these rates, that was when Bitcoin really started to pick up its price right here. So Bitcoin is in the orange. Can you see that or no? There we go.
Yeah. All
right. So Bitcoin is in the orange, right? And the Fed rate is in the blue. So back in April 1st, a year from now, April 1st, the Fed rate was 5.33. You can see we were just kind of going down and sideways or whatever. And then when they started cutting rates, this was them pausing, when they started cutting them, that was when we started to move up here. That was pretty much when the bull run started here. And look what happened recently. See, we came up, we had a pause, and we started coming back down. They took a pause here, and now that it's just kind of going sideways, and that's brought us to where we are right now. So what I'm trying to say is that the interest rates are still up 4%, dude. I think the interest rates are, will it show me? Yeah, 4.3%, like 4% right now. So when they start cutting, that is high, man. That's high, right? When they start cutting, that is going to send Bitcoin up. I mean, right now they just took a pause, and you can see we have price kind of slowly going up since they took the pause. Since January 1st, right? It's just going to show this shitty chart, but the direction is up. And that was them pausing, right? Maybe like, what was it? A 25 basis point cut is what we got. And now, and now we're just kind of sitting sideways. So when we get that meeting on April, I don't know when the date is. I'll have to look. But when we get that meeting and they do decide to cut, which I do think they do, I think that is going to be a huge turning point for Bitcoin and crypto in general. Not only that, that's when M2 money supply expands. And that is another one that I found on here. I just found this, dude. I'm having a blast with it. And as you can see, guys, we talked about this last week as well. M2 money supply is just a constant going up, right? And you can see when 2021 happened, this was kind of that effect that gave us that parabolic run that we had, you know, in 2020, 2021. And then we had our bear market when they started to tighten, right? When they went into quantitative tightening, that we started to drop. We had our bear market, and then look when we bottomed out. Now the M2 money supply is starting to expand again. Bitcoin's price, as far as the macro goes, we're in an uptrend, and they're talking about adding more, cutting rates and adding more money to the supply. So there's a lot of things that we can look forward to as far as, you know, from a fiscal standpoint or a monetary policy standpoint that I think are going to be really good for us.
On that chart, real quick, just a quick thought. Do you see what I see on the potential double top on that at all?
Of course,
like,
of course. And
like maybe if we curve over, like I know the plan is to cut the rates
happen.
And all that.
Yeah, it's not going to happen because they're in a spot right now to where the Fed, I believe, more than anything, wants to hold rates. They don't want to, you know, they don't want to cut rates or, you know, raise rates. They just want to hold for a little bit longer. And Trump is like, no, dude, we need to get some liquidity flowing. We need to get the economy, you know, pumping here. And I just don't think that's going to happen. I think that the M2 money supply, there's been multiple times on this chart where it could have done a double top and it just doesn't, you know what I mean? It just keeps expanding and growing and growing. But this was like the biggest, you know, the biggest hit that we've had since then that sent us in the bear market. And we're just now starting to expand a little bit. And I think that's going to be good for us. But yeah, I mean, we could get a double top. I just don't.
It's just the shape of it. That's the only thing I'm saying. The shape of the steep decline, then the steep incline. That's the V shape.
But here's the thing.
Here's
the thing about charts like this. They're not going on here and looking at it like a trader would, like, oh, that's a bull flag or, you know, cup and handle right here. They don't give a shit, dude. Look at this chart, man. It's just up. Dude.
I know.
They don't care.
But look at that big lump. Like it's like a freaking high school.
Yeah, that was when they started cutting.
Back in the day. Look, no, I meant the first, how it kind of, it's almost the fucking thing goes backwards. It's like goes straight up. Like it's like whoop, straight up, and then it kind of curves. What a steep incline. When you have such a steep incline, I guess we had that little decline, but that was probably huge for them, right? So, like you're saying, I agree with you. I think that the steepness of the money supply chart doesn't really give a shit about a double top because it's insane. I mean, look at it. It was almost vertical there for a while. So, I agree with you. I don't think that we're gonna just, you know, cut down and go down double top and we're gonna crash on this chart. I don't think that's happening at all. I was just saying maybe a short-term little fake out because you're getting near that double top, you know, so maybe it fakes out to the side for a minute and then continues.
Well, that would be that a fake out would be them faking out the printer. Like it just doesn't, You know what I mean? They don't. It just doesn't happen. Like
turning the printer off,
yeah,
and they don't want to do that. I get
you
that.
can't like turn it on for 2 seconds. Like psych, fake Joe, motherfuckers. No, this is one of those things where
like now we're gonna print 2 trillion.
Either
no, we're just kidding. We're not gonna do
either
that.
tightening or they're easing, and the easing is what they're leaning towards. And I think it'll be good. They got to get liquidity flowing, man. If not, we're gonna lock up, go into a recession, and it could get really, really, really bad. So so we'll see. I just wanted to point those out. And guys, go check out Crypto Slate, man. Like I think they give you a lot of good data points to kind of look at and analyze here. So that's that. Jesus, what was that? All right, we're not ready for this yet. I want to take a look at X here. We've got 16 notifications. GMB, where you at, man?
Dude, do you got money supply still?
Okay, let me switch this. So, first and foremost, what are you doing, dude?
Something was just broke.
Jesus, man. All right.
Something just
First
broke.
and foremost, man, you guys know we love to support our friends. And I don't know if you saw this. This is Diogo, dude. This is Diogo.
Diogo made that?
Yes, this is Diogo's account.
Okay. I shared it.
He rebranded, dude. He rebranded. So this is him.
Nice.
Remember he always had the mummy PFP or whatever?
Yeah,
this is him. And dude, on the creative side, the guy is doing incredible stuff, man. Early supporter of the channel. So I just want to shout him out, dude. I want to shout him out and just say, thanks for supporting us. And dude, congratulations on your growth, man. Like really, really, really cool. He went from like 120 followers to like 700 within weeks, dude, months. Like he is doing really cool, man. Really cool stuff.
I like that graphic too. As soon as I saw that, I was like, holy shit. And I've already been following him. I just didn't know. I'm like, oh, I'm already following this guy, but it didn't say Diogo, so that kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I was gonna follow him when I read the post. I'm saying, well, I'm already following him. So that's freaking awesome, man. Congratulations on that. Looking good. Definitely looking good.
So let's look at a few of these posts here. I had some bookmarks. Hold on. All right. Where are you at? There you are.
Perfectly balanced freaking viewership today. We have equal people watching on X and YouTube, which is not normal. So that's kind of cool.
Awesome, man. All right, guys. So let's get into some of this bullish news here. So the Trump family, the Bitcoin historian, breaking Trump family invest in Bitcoin miner. I believe they're in correlation with Hut 8 mining, and it's showing that they're going to vow to be the world's largest miner. Buying Bitcoin is only half the story. Mining is a bigger opportunity. And guess what it's called? The mining company is Bitcoin America. And they've, again, man, they've partnered. They've partnered with Hut 8, I believe it is. So doing a lot of really cool stuff there.
Is Hut 8 still around $2.50 a share?
I don't know, but
where's that at?
Let me make sure I'm telling you the right thing. So they want to be the world capital for crypto. American Bitcoin. It's backed by Eric and Donald Trump Jr. Is a venture with Hut 8. So the mining firm Hut 8. Bitcoin mining. Yep, that's right. Yeah, Hut 8. So I might have to go buy some Hut 8, man. I had some.
Dude, I had that in 2020. Didn't we both have Hut 8? We had Hut 8 and the other one. We had shit, I can't remember. There's
Marathon
one other
Digital.
Huge one besides
it was Hut 8.
Marathon Digital, Hut 8,
blockchain,
and Hive.
Hive blockchain.
Hive.
And
there was one other stock.
It was like, it's like really big up there with Marathon Digital.
And they ran. When them stocks ran, they freaking took off, and then when they crashed, they were like a shit coin, man. They just dumped hard. That was intense stock trading, bro, for stocks. That was pretty wild, man, trading those mining stocks. That was pretty cool. If you guys don't already, if you're into crypto, I have a link for Robinhood. We both love Robinhood. So if you're into stocks, or if you're just into crypto, consider getting into stocks too, man, because you can trade when stocks are up and crypto's down, and vice versa. You can flip your portfolio a little bit. So I would suggest that too.
So breaking here, Crypto Rover, U.S. House to hold hearing on crypto market legislation April 9th. This is going to be good for crypto. I mean, any kind of legislation or regulation, for this industry that is pro crypto, I think is really good. And that is taking place on the 9th, April 9th. So anybody that is.
And that's for stable coins, I believe. That's what that main
Well,
meeting is about.
There's that one, and there's the brokerage one. So I know they're talking about what is considered a broker.
I don't like that one.
And
I don't like that one. I'm scared of that one. The stable coin we need, but this brokerage thing, they need to clarify it. But they've
dropped a lot of charges though, because there was a lot of
okay.
We gotta remember this administration's pro crypto. So I think that if you're an American company and you're doing something with crypto, like, you're on the right side of it. I just think the regulation clarity is going to be really good for them.
It's a good sign that he's saying America and Bitcoin America and all that shit. I mean, I'm all for it. I love it. I just also want to make sure that we hold everybody's feet to the fire and defend what DeFi is, and make sure that people don't with this broker shit. Because that's what's in the back of everyone's mind. They know about DeFi, dude. They know what it is. You know what I'm saying? They know that we're playing around on DeFi. So we have to really, as crypto people, we have to really stop being so divided, and we need to be strong as hell, because when that broker thing comes up, I'm telling you right now, they're going to try to throw DeFi under the bus. The same ones that were anti-crypto in the beginning, they're going to come back with a vengeance, dude, and they're going to try to shut down DeFi because they don't want us to be able to use DeFi. Yeah. And so I do see that. I want to see what Trump's going to do. Hopefully he doesn't do anything stupid, and he supports DeFi as well, because that will piss me off, and along with a lot of other Americans if they go back after that.
Yeah, I don't think they're. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, man. It'll be real interesting to see. All right, so real quick, I think I got like one more after this. MicroStrategy, guys, we know he's loaded up on Bitcoin, $1.92 billion at 86.9, and he has how much has he got now? 528,000 Bitcoin, dude.
Jesus, save some for the rest of us, asshole.
Right.
Damn, dude. I mean, it's good. It's going to push the price up. But what did I say last week? I said every time Sailor buys, we have a crash. And everyone's like, oh, we're having a pump. Not really. I wouldn't call this a pump yet.
Every time, dude. Every time. And let's jump into the ETH stuff. This is via CoinGlass here. Q1 2025 will be the worst for Bitcoin and ETH since 2018. So Q1 is pretty much over now, right? Like, we had January, February. Yeah, so we're coming out.
February, March.
We're coming out of Q1.
Q1's done.
We can see Bitcoin's quarterly returns here, and then Ethereum's quarterly returns here. Look at Q2. Q2 is
baby.
usually pretty bullish.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's a good looking numbers right there.
Yeah, I like that.
And those are not small, dude. Those are big ass pumps. Look, 400%, 100%. You got a couple major pumps there for ETH in Q2 historically.
Yeah.
So that's good, man. See that 100 to 400%. So maybe we get a 50%. What's even a 50% run on Q2 on ETH puts ETH at a significantly higher price.
Yeah, close to
3,500 ish, 4,000.
All right, and then this one right here from Ash Crypto, breaking ETH Bitcoin has crashed to its lowest level since May 2020. This is why your alts are fucked. And this is exactly what we were saying. Look, I know you don't like ETH. I get it. I know you don't. Right. I know you don't like ETH. But where's Solana right now? Where's all your altcoins at right now? Where's everything at right now? Down, because ETH is down. If you want your altcoins to run, Ethereum's got to run too, man. That's all there is to it, dude. That is all there is to it. You want ETH to run? Bitcoin's got to run.
I think the Solana blockchain, and we love our Solana fam, and we have Solana fam that's just diehard Solana and doesn't really play around on ETH too much. But I think the newer cats that just came into crypto don't quite understand just yet. You guys got to really, really learn this one, and it could be culturally opinionated, but you have to realize that ETH, the price action on ETH does not represent the tech of all these other blockchains versus ETH, because all these other blockchains, they're competing with ETH, but they're not really. Most of them are EVM compatible, and most of them are bending the knee and kissing the ring to ETH, because they just know you have to get on board. So don't let the price action fool you. Like Wes is saying, dude, I seriously doubt your alts are going to do anything until like ETH runs. Just like Bitcoin's the leader, ETH is the leader for the alts, bro. It's just what it is. I don't think ETH is dead. I think if you're selling ETH right now, it's not a good idea.
Yeah.
This is the time you should be buying ETH. But
that makes me want to bring up DeFi Llama and just get a clear understanding of what Ethereum is, because I don't think most people realize that the TVL that's locked up in there and how many builders are building on Ethereum. Look at Cosmos. Cosmos today, I think it was Friday, they went live with their IBC. It's like an interoperable blockchain thing where they connected to Ethereum. This was the first transaction that was ever made from Cosmos to Ethereum, a direct transaction from Cosmos to Ethereum. Why did Cosmos want that to be their first transaction? Because it's Ethereum, man. They understand what Ethereum is, and you got to support the EVM, man. Got to.
Fink warns, OneFast says, Fink warns, US dollar is at risk. Bitcoin, a potential alternative. Yep. Yeah, we know, Fink. We know you stacked your fucking bags already, and we know, Finky. Okay.
Oh, Finky.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah, Fink. I saw that. It was on trending.
You remember his bitch ass 3 years ago talking shit? Oh, none of my clients want Bitcoin. There's just no.
Yeah,
nobody wants it. Nobody, not one client wants to buy
Zombie.
it. Okay.
Yeah, Zombie posted a nice clip in the beginning of his.
I know. I saw that. I watched it the other day, and I was just like, you asshole, because I lived through that shit, dude. I watched Fink back then saying that, and I was shaking my head back then. I'm like, you lying mother effer. You telling me none of your clients have any interest in any crypto at all? You went on national TV and lied to the people like that? Screw you, dude.
This is the thing I was talking about. Next gen interoperability arrives for Cosmos and Ethereum. That was posted 16 hours ago. Friday was when they actually did. That's the number one trending news article here, headline right now. And then we have the Trump family here, 20% stake in HUD 8. And then BlackRock right here talking about the US dollar. So that's a trending story.
If we're gonna have a bull run, boys. Just get ready for it, because they're scooping. If Trump and Fink are buying the shit out of it, look, I give Fink a lot of shit. The reality is he is the top dog of the biggest company in the world. I just have a problem when people go on the camera and you're in finance and you're just basically allowed to fucking lie to people.
I don't like how it does that.
And straight up lie to people and say that nobody's interested in crypto back then. But now all of a sudden the US dollar is bad and Bitcoins are in all. Okay, so from 3 years ago, you're telling me you wouldn't touch the shit. None of your customers want it. And now you're telling me it's going to replace the fucking dollar.
Right.
And you're the smartest, biggest, most money in company in the world. Either you're stupid or you're a liar. I don't think you're stupid, because you're a freaking, you're top dog. So you're not stupid. So then what does that leave? Just saying, man. You can't trust these whales. Don't listen to the news. You guys got to think for yourselves out here, man. These Wall Street guys are vicious, man. They've been doing this shit a long time, and I think that they have one more trick up their sleeve, Wes. I feel like we have that one more little dip before we keep rolling, and I do think that we still see that $77,000 Bitcoin. But who gives a shit, dude? That's $4,000.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? It's not even that big a deal anymore.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's jump into some charts, man. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
I don't think I'm going to be able to convince you anything other than, dude, you're.
Change Sierra's mind. That's what this segment is
I don't
called.
think I'm going to be
Can
able
West
to.
do it?
I don't think I'm going to be able to, but I'm going to try, guys. I'm going to try. Replace screen, window, boom, let's go. All right, guys, this is the daily time frame for Bitcoin. As you can see, we have gotten rejected off of this top level here that has been.
It's not showing, Wes. It's not showing.
Oh, it's not.
We can't see
not,
it. Yeah.
Hold on. I know what I got to do. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
And you could take us down too if you need to, so they can see the chart better. It's just me on the chart.
Hell?
There
That's
we go.
Yours.
What the hell? That's my screen.
Why is everything
I'm not even sharing my screen.
What the hell?
I don't even thought I was sharing my screen. I better close Pornhub. Shit.
Hold on, man. Something's weird because it's all under your name.
Come on, Restream. You gotta tighten up, man.
I did the $20 thing, man, just to see if it would be any better. And
we're gonna have to get that $20 back, man. That's you can buy some Solana with that shit.
Have to get a refund. We got to get a refund, man. All right, back to it. So, guys, this is what we talked about last week. We have our resistance here, right? We still haven't broken above that. We've hit it a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major times that we've hit it on separate times. I don't mean like every single wick, but 5 times that we've hit it in a major way, and we can't break through it. But we did have this area that we were watching on the daily. It's the resistance flipped into support. We did break through that, and the good thing was we were coming back and retesting it here. The bad thing is we couldn't get above that next level here, and we realized that we're putting in a slightly rising wedge. I don't know. Some people can just look at it as a channel. Either way, it played out as a bearish pattern and moved to the downside. Good thing is that target, if it is a rising wedge, we hit the target, came back, and now we're sitting right above the 0.618. From swing high to swing low, we're sitting at the 0.618. So we're getting a nice bounce here. So far, it's an engulfing candle on the daily. That is a good thing. Let's see if this holds up. But again, we're going to have to push through both of these levels now and to get back up here and continue in this uptrend. Now, we were talking about this last week. I'm in the camp that if we can't break through right here on this pullback, if we can't push up through this resistance, then I am in the camp that this is going to be a failed attempt to go up, and then we're just going to come back and retest this swing low and get a double bottom and continue moving up. That's what I'm looking at on
Damn, that shit lines up with exactly what I've been screaming for weeks about this. That's why I keep saying I see that level and I can't get rid
but I don't think I still don't think we go to 70 to 73.
74?
I don't see it, man.
Well, here's the reason I said that $74,000 level, and I said it's going to be a wick. I didn't
you were saying 70 to 77.
I said it'd be a wick. Well, the wick could go that low if we break. All right, hear me out.
I know.
If we go up to that double confluence, of a descending resistance level in the shitty sentiment, if we don't get some kind of like. And we could, because April's right here. So this could go either way. That's why I said 50-50. I'm not 100% this is happening at all. I'm saying I'm still 50-50, but just hear me out. If on the bearish side, if we hit both of those levels of confluence, now you have, like you said, you have double. You're like, shit, we have 2 layers of resistance now. Okay, so we're running out of room, dude. We're running out of room right here. We need to make something's going to happen. We're either going to hit our head and come down, or we're going to bust through. That's the only thing that can happen very soon. So what I'm saying is if you head down towards that bounce is exactly from that green candle is at $76,694.
Here.
If you go down to that level, like say we go up, hit our head, and then we come down that far, you could wick down to 70,000 within a matter of 2 hours. Like you could go from 76 and we could see it drop and that's all I was saying. I said, when we go down there, it's going to be short. And I said that for months. So it's not like I'm changing my view on that at all. I've been saying that it would be short-lived. It would be a wick. And I've called that multiple times. But the thing that I've not said is that it's not going to happen. In other words, if April rolls in, look how close we are to April, dude. You know, March is done. You got the tariff thing almost done. You got that, like you said, the rates cut. all this shit happens in the next week. So this is do or die time, man. This is it, man. At least we're at a spot now where we're like, all right, God, it's only going to be a week or two. And I think we have either that move up or that move down. And then we can continue like with the exciting part of this run. And, but yeah, like I said, dude, even if we go low, it's short lived. I'm not screaming we're at 70,000. You're not going to get 70K Bitcoin for long. You know, like hours. It could be hours that you get a chance. It might not even be that long. So, but I do think it's possible, bro. I think it's possible you could see it a wick on the chart down to 70. But I agree with you. I think the bullish strength right now is still strong enough to where it's definitely not going to stay there. If we go there, we ain't staying there, bro, because there's just too many people buying. There's too much buying pressure to keep it down there. I mean, even the last two wicks were so. Look at that bullish one to the far left, dude. That's a massive bullish pin bar. You know, it's like we went down there and then you go down. You just had a wick at 76. So I don't know, man. I see what you're saying about the strength, dude, and I agree.
Really, the strength isn't really there. That's not. I'm not saying that there's strength in this because
at that
not.
level at 76 is the strength.
Oh yeah,
the strength is
okay,
down
at this level here, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because every time you fell to that level, look at that shit. People are like, nope, I'm buying. Nope, I'm buying. So, yeah, I could see what you're saying about 70K being very hard to hit because it looks like impossible right now. Like it wouldn't do it, but it's not impossible, dude. That's a couple $1,000 drop. That's a wick. It could do it, and I would prefer to do it. I would love to touch the top of that fucking blue box, which is at 72. That's what I would like to see.
Yeah.
Am I going to get that? I don't know. But I would like to see that retest. I think that would be the healthiest thing in the world for Bitcoin. Just go ahead and touch the shit. Yeah. Go on down, mosey on down, hit 71 or 72, and let's go move on with the bull run.
Yeah. So this area that you were talking about a while back, this blue zone, guys, all this blue zone is
that goes way back too.
All that blue zone is the top of this wick here. I hate when it does this. The top of this wick here, and then we wicked and hit the top of that right here. So I'm actually gonna pull this up to where that other wick is right. Yeah. So yeah, that would be between 71 and 74-ish, right? I think that is that's a good target, man. That's a good target. I just don't think that we go below these wicks, which is 73.
Yeah, we don't close below it. We'll be lucky to break. We'll. That's why I keep saying you'll just get a wick, and the wick could be. You might have to zoom in on the fucking hourly to even see the wick on the grand scheme. Like, you know what I mean? On the max chart or the yearly chart, you won't even see this shit. Like next year, like no one's gonna care about this. This conversation is almost a waste of time because no one in a year from now is even going to give a shit that, it's 80 to 71 to 77. It's not going to matter. But in the short term, while we're living in it, it kind of matters because it's scary for people, but you shouldn't be scared even if we go there. That's my point. The point is, even if we go there, let's keep shit simple, right? Let's not be rocket scientists here. Support and resistance. It's previous resistance turned into support. That's it. That's all it is. That level is previous resistance. And if we bounce at 71 or 72, it's previous support. You get a little wick below it for a second. Who gives a shit? That's going to be your buying opportunity of a lifetime. If you're new to crypto, that's going to be your COVID moment that we had in 2020. That'll be your COVID moment. If you take it and you jump on it and you win, you could change your life. Not financial advice. Do it. Make your own decisions, but that's what I did in 2020, and thank God I did pull the trigger because it changed my life. So if there's anyone watching, dude, keep that in mind. Keep that shit in mind.
Yeah. So what can we do with this as traders? For the traders out there, what are we doing with this? Is there a trade set up on this? I think so, man. Like, would you trade this theory?
Hell no. I ain't going near this
shit. There's a few things that I'm seeing, man. Whether you're bullish or you're bearish, I'm going to give you two scenarios that I think are going to play out. One is that we continue up from here. This was our pullback from the swing low to the high, retesting of the 0.618, and we continue up from here, but we have to break through these two resistances. That's one, and I'm not so confident with that because this would technically be an uptrend. We won't know that this is the bottom until we break above this swing point here. So we don't know if this is the bottom yet. What we want to see is a break above at least these two resistance points, and then I would start looking to place some longs here. But until then, I am looking at this more. I'm leaning more towards the bearish side. And the reason I say that is because if you zoom out of this on the daily, it's obvious that we're in a downtrend just because we put one, and we don't even know yet if that is the new high low. But just because we put this in right now doesn't mean you go all in and you just start, loading up on your longs. That's not how trading works. What we're seeing is some decent market structure. We're in an overall downtrend since coming out of, this level on the daily. Since hitting our high, we're in a downtrend. That's all there is to it. We're in a downtrend. And if you want to trade this, then I would look for continuation to the downside because we have two resistance points here. We're coming up. The RSI and the MACD isn't really telling me anything, right? The RSI is neutral. If we were a little bit lower on the RSI and we were coming up into that resistance, then I would say we might have enough momentum to push through that and come back for a retest. But as of right now, it's not really telling me anything. The MACD looks like it wants to flip back bearish. So it is kissing that. So I would put a lot of weight on this MACD and whether or not we break through or reject on these two levels, right? And if you do, I would be looking for a short to do something like this. Top, hit, reject, break through this point here, right there. And then that's when I would probably short, and it would go all the way down to 76. That could be a good short opportunity there, or a long. We bounce here, 0.618. We get above that first resistance, come back, retest, and then probably long up to that $88,000 to $89,000 level. I mean, that's the only two options that I'm kind of seeing right now, at least on a swing trading, from a swing trade standpoint.
I love that, and I agree 100%. If I was to trade right now, I would do exactly what you just said. I would watch that level, hit our head, come back down. The only thing I would say that just jumped out of the chart on me just now, and I just saw it, if that short plays out, like you're saying, Wes, and we go down to 76, I agree. I actually think, and I'm going to kind of make my prediction now for Thursday. Could it happen in 3 days? I don't know. But let's say we go up and hit our head. This is what I'm going to call right now. We hit our head. Then we go down to 76, right? Go down to 76 and bounce, get a bounce, then go up to 81,000 or where is it? 82,000-ish, where the bottom of those green, red candle. You had 3 candles in a row. They're kind of flat, 4 of them actually. There's 4 forming a flat line up there. I say that could potentially act as resistance. You see the 4 that are dead even? The 4 candles?
What?
That over. They're flat
like
leveled.
Here? Oh, yeah,
right there. Okay, so right there, that's what I'm saying. So if we go down to 76, then we bounce. I think we go up and hit our head on whatever that level is, probably 82-ish or something. Wherever the bottom of the bodies are. I wouldn't use.
Yeah, no. I'm doing. Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So possibly go down to 76 and then bounce and hit our head at whatever that is, 82.5. And so then that way, that could happen. That would give them the opportunity to long and short. Fink likes to do that shit when they're accumulating. They're making money on the traders. So maybe that's their move, Wes. Maybe they're gonna let us hit our head, go down to 76, come up to 82, and then come back down a little more before continuing and breaking out.
You know what I'm expecting to happen, honestly? And, like the reason I'm calling these outrageous numbers and gaps between 84 to 90,000 is because I'll be honest with you, man. I'm expecting something like this. When we start our next move, I'm expecting a candle that does something like this, because that's just enough time to where people aren't going to catch it, right? They're gonna see that candle. They're gonna be, oh shit, Then they're gonna
And they're
FOMO,
gonna start
and
buying,
then it's gonna come
and then
back.
they're gonna wreck them.
Yeah, but I don't think we
Yeah.
do this. I don't think we have a complete Bart
That is
Simpson.
crazy, dude. Look at that
Yeah.
shit. I know that is such manipulation
Yes.
right there. If you can't tell that that's fucking manipulation, you
And
guys.
that's what they did. That's
Seriously.
what they did. They did this, made everybody say, "Oh shit, here we go," and then they dropped it back down and wrecked everybody.
And they're like, shh. Everyone was buying NFTs at the top of that candle again,
Yeah.
right? Right? Everyone's buying NFTs and showing them
So
off, including
I'm
myself.
expecting something like this to take place, whether that's today, tomorrow, the day after. I expect a big candle to come in like this, make everybody FOMO in, drop it down to the 0.5, and then continue up, because people are going to be looking at, all right, when is the last time this happened and what happened after? They're going to say, oh shit, well, this happened back here, dude. I don't trust this shit. So I'm expecting that to happen. One thing that I do like as far as this pattern goes, let's see if the daily, where this candle closes at, but we're in this downtrend, red, bear candle, and then we got our indecisive candle. Now we're getting an engulfing candle. And correct me if I'm wrong, I know that's some kind of bar pattern or what is it? Candle body pattern.
That's it. That's
like a shooting star.
Yeah, it's almost a reversal.
Yeah. So there's a name for it, but it is bullish. It is a reversal move. It involves these three candles, and I can almost see that playing off. But I'm looking at both of these levels. There's a lot of resistance here, and that would be, I mean, technically, the 0.5. If we are in a downtrend, we come back, pull to the 0.5 or the 0.618, and then continue down. That's kind of like what I'm leaning towards more to happen. And that's why I thought we would be up in that range kind of today. I thought we'd be bullish today. We'll see. But that's kind of what I'm expecting to happen, man. Is a fake out to the upside, reject, possibly come back to that 81 or to that 77, 78, double bottom, big green candle, fake out back down, and then continue up. That's kind of what I'm expecting, man, to be honest with you.
I will say this: you almost have a falling wedge shape. If you got to kind of look at it from the big green candle to the very first one. We're now the longest one, where we are from there to where we are now, which is about 19 on the bottom on the 19th. So from the 19th till now, you're kind of getting that shape of a falling wedge a little bit. It's kind of jacked up, but yeah, from there and then the top, it's kind of falling wedgy-ish, but it's not quite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of giving you that hope that, all right, we might be starting to have that nice longer midterm reversal. But yeah, there's definitely some tricky shit about to go down, y'all. Like they're about to, I agree with Wes. Like the time to wreck traders is going to happen very soon. That's why I'm not fucking trading right now. I'm not going near it, dude, because I would get wrecked. I'm not that good. I'm not good enough at actual trading to fucking to try to do short or long this right now.
Yeah.
So I'll just DCA and hodl, man.
We have to look at the facts here, and the facts is overall we're in a downtrend. This is the first higher low that we've made so far. We won't know if that's a higher low until we break above this red line, until we can close above these candle bodies here, right? That is the level to beat, and we won't know that this is a new major swing low until we can break above this. So that's kind of what I'm watching, man. We have to get through this area, have to get back above 87, 88, and then I'll think about doing some long-term trading.
Definitely exciting though, right, Wes? I mean, haven't we been waiting for this? Like we've been waiting for this shit. At least we know, like I feel confident now that the move is coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we're not that far away from it. I feel like it's not going to be that much more boring shit soon.
Yeah. Let's jump into, what is this? This is a weekly chart. This is Lux Algo. I've been trying to set up my charts to where one is like my default, where I just play around on it. This one's for market structure. This one's for the trend. And then this is just Lux Algo. So the one I want to look at now is just market structure. This is on the weekly. And Lux Algo is telling us that we have a fair value gap back at 77. So a lot of times those things will close. That is where price just shoots up. Right here, a lot of agreements in the price action. A lot of traders, going long, being bullish. And we just shoot up through a level that we haven't touched. That is right here. That is at 77, 78. And there's potential that we come back and close with a body down there at 77 with that being there. We are in this broadening wedge, this rising, this, what is it called? The upward
Ascending, broadening
ascending.
wedge.
Thank you. So yeah, we're in this ascending, broadening wedge. And if you were to extend this out, I mean, that would put us, we're at 75, 76
Damn right, bro.
thousand if we came back and retested this. So that is something to watch on the weekly time frame. That's really going to determine, like, the short term is really going to determine the long term, obviously, right? So to push down to 75, we need to lose that 80,000 first candle body on the weekly. So we're watching that as well. Moving averages on the daily, we're below all of our moving averages. This is the Kalman trend. It shows us the 20 and the 50 and the 200 here. You can see that we're below all that, man. That is bearish. So we are unobjectively, we know that we are in a downtrend. We're below all of our moving averages on the daily time frame. We have our ADX, average directional index, that is red. It is showing that we're in a bear trend. So what do? You look for shorts in a bear trend, right? You look for shorts in a bear trend, and that's kind of why I'm leaning more towards the short on that trade setup.
It's getting close though, Wes. I'll say this: the opportunity to short is not going to be long.
You're right.
You don't have that long to do this shit, you guys. You
don't.
From what it looks like, in my opinion, you got maybe one more run up to that upside, like Wes said. You got maybe one more run up, maybe one more rejection, one or two. And who gives a shit? Because the breakout's coming, y'all. When this breakout comes, I'm telling you, man, people are going to, like you said, Wes, people are going to fucking lose their shit. And just know that even with this short-term calls I'm making, you guys, it might not happen. I could be wrong. My 50% call of saying we'll go to 77, Bitcoin could say, screw you, Sierra, and I'm done, and you don't get it. So please don't sideline right now. If you're listening to my bearish side, keep in mind, I'm trying to give you your best case scenario of buying cheap coins. You've got very short time. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Don't stay sidelined right now over what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like, it'd not be worth it to wait.
Yeah. So my general call is, I think we've bottomed, and I stand by my call. I think we've bottomed. That 77,000, I believe, was the bottom, right? But what I'm saying when I'm talking about shorts, that is a trade setup. That's saying that we could potentially come up, get rejected. There's a short opportunity there to come back and take profits down back at the 77 for that double bottom. So what I'm calling trade setups is not because I'm bullish or bearish. I'm just saying what's on the chart, and that there could be opportunity there for you guys to make a trade. But this is a cool tool, man. Both of these, all of these are really cool that I've been playing around with. This I really like, dude. So this shows you the average direction, and then it tells you the strength of that direction is the blue. Look at this, dude. This is so dope, dude. So when we're like really bearish, you'll see that blue start to come up, and then the red is on top of the green, showing that there is a lot of bearish strength here. But then when you see it start to drop, and the green coming up and the red going down, you can see that starting to shift. And so that's something, man, really good tool, man. I like this tool. And it's just showing that right now we're just kind of sideways, man. We're meh. You know what I mean?
Bro,
blues
you
in the
may
middle.
be right. You're convincing me slowly. Just so you know, Wes, if we were in the adult industry, you'd be fluffing me right now. No homo. But to the bullish side of what you're saying right now, you're starting to steer me as in more the potential that 76 could been bottom. Like this, from what you're showing me with this shit, this is actually you're 60-40 me right now on the bullish side that we don't go below 76, because look how tight that is. The reversal on that, dude, it's getting tight, bro.
And we got the red coming down, the green trying to curve, but the blue is in a downtrend since then. So we're starting to lose a little bit of steam on the bearish side. And then we have our rollover on this is the Algo Alpha tool, pretty much like a volume metric, momentum metric. And it's just showing you that this would have been the reversal. That red dot would have been the reversal. Then we have our volume. It crossed over, but we have this what is this called? I forget what they call these.
I don't know,
Anyways,
but you have upward price action every time after that. Like every
yeah.
time after those blue bars, you had upward movement. So
Yeah, so we're starting to see that roll over, and that's another potential. So with this tightening, and then this tool here showing what it's showing, we could, man, we could, and that's why I was saying we could come up and then get rejected. I would look for that rejection, or I'd look for that breakthrough on the trade.
damn, dude, a double bottom at 76, wherever that candle, the candle body is actually 78. It looks like 78, 79. But if you go all the way to the wick, it's 77,000 if you go to the wick. But man, I see it now. I do see that, Wes. I see that.
Yeah.
I see your side of the argument saying that we're not going to go below 76. I can actually see that a lot clearer now. So I'm going to shift to 60-40. 60-40 now that we go below, or I'm sorry, 40% chance that we go below 77,000. 40 chance we do it, 60% chance we don't. Right? Did I say that right?
Yeah. All right, let's see what Lux Algo is saying here. All right. We actually just got a buy signal on Lux Algo. This is the 4-hour. So it's pretty much the same thing. I had it set up the same way. Rising wedge. I thought this was going to break to the upside because we were tightening up right here. And I thought that was going to be our breakout to the upside, but we, as you can see, we came back down. And I don't know, man. We'll see. I mean, Lux Algo is confirmed, dude. We got our buy signal and we got our trend catcher that's still green. Targets to the upside, 86.2 and 88.9, which would put us at those resistance levels, man. That would put us at the resistance levels.
Bro, okay, so check this out. Bro, they could wreck some people right here. If you do get some kind of bullish move and you go from 80, let's just call it 83, back up to that high of 88 or whatever, and then we hit our head like you're saying, bro, that's longs all the way up and that's shorts all the way back down. And so yeah, that's that could be a huge trading setup, though. Like Wes is saying, man, you guys listen to Wes on this because Wes is better at these trading setups than I am by far. I'm just telling you that the most important thing is to keep in mind, bro, this is your last couple of trades, I think, before we so if you want a dollar cost average right now, if you got coins you want to buy, I strongly suggest you keep an eye on it and start knowing your time is ticking, bro. Your time is ticking. It's getting so close.
Yeah, it's right around the corner, man. And it's going to happen so fast that it does create that FOMO, and it does create, people are going to get wrecked, man.
We're gonna go to that freaking 120 level on this when we actually break this. I think 105 is what GMB is saying. Wake me up at 105 or 102. Yeah. Once you crack that level, we're headed back up to 120 because people are going to lose their shit. They're going to go, oh my God, it was 77. Now it's at 100. It went up $30,000. And that'll be all over the news. And then you got FOMO come in. So I think that takes us to 120, which is, God knows we should already been there, but whatever.
Yeah. So, and we could get just to be clear here, let me see. I put this up for a reason. Oh, so there's a little bit of resistance coming through here on the 4-hour, and now it looks like, I don't know, move it a little bit, but you can see the general area is kind of acting as support. Resistance here, resistance there, resistance here, and now we've finally broken through it, and it looks like it's trying to hold us as support here. So I don't know, maybe we come back and retest that line, on the short term before heading back up to these levels, but I do think we go back up to that 88, $88,000 level, and then probably get rejected from it there. But we'll see when we get there, man. We'll look at our oscillators, we'll look at everything, and see what how we feel about it.
I think Daniel wanted us to look up the liquidation level because he's saying heat map. While he's saying heat map, I think that's what you're talking about, Daniel. He says, you think you go down to 77 before you go to the highs? That's what we're talking about right now, Daniel.
Yeah.
That is the fucking question, buddy.
That's the
I'd
question,
love to
man.
know your thoughts, because I'm kind of on the sideline on that. Like I said, I'm not trading this shit right now because of this question. So I don't want to give you an answer. I'll let Wes answer that shit.
So with what Lux Algo is telling us, and Lux Algo is a great tool, guys. If you've never used it or never heard of it before, an incredible tool. Just to kind of help you with your trade setups. Don't use it blindly, but use it to confirm other trades and take profits and stuff. We should post our link, man, to Lux Algo. Maybe we'll do that. But anyway, so what Lux Algo is telling us, I think we go to the upper 80s before 77, at least on the 4 hour. Let's look at the 1 hour. 13. So yeah, with what Lux Algo is saying, and then that resistance levels that we have up there between 86 and 88, that's kind of what I mean, dude. I'm thinking 60-40. We go there before retracing.
60% chance we go to the upside versus the downside.
Yes, 60% chance that we go to the upside, get rejected, then come back, retest before continuing up is kind of what I'm thinking.
Yep. Like I said, I'm not going to trade this right now because it's not.
Look at this, dude. Oh my God. There's a lot of things that I like right here.
It's tightening up though, man. You got to admit the shit is getting so tight now. Okay. There's definitely a move coming.
I thought
we should look at the Bollinger Bands, bro, to see if there's.
I have those. I have those set up. Look, okay, so I thought I saw this. We break out of that little rising wedge, come down, bottom out, double bottom, and I thought for a second that we flipped this resistance, but we're right under it, dude.
Under it, yeah.
We're right under it.
That's why I said that we come back down first earlier, because we're not quite. We haven't broke that level yet.
Yeah.
Heat map liquidation levels might help. Bollinger Bands might help. And guys, this is why we're trying to tell you different TA tools for different reasons. This is just like if you're a carpenter, you got a hammer, a screwdriver, a pliers, you got all that shit. When you're doing TA, you use different tools for different things. What do I want to find out right now? Well, here we go. It's a good example, guys. The reason I said let's look at the Bollinger Bands is because if you're putting in a door handle, you need a screwdriver. So you need a certain tool. You don't grab a hammer when you're putting in a door handle. You grab a screwdriver. Well, if I want to know how close we are to a big move or a breakout, that's what the Bollinger Bands tell me, okay? So Bollinger Bands aren't going to tell you the direction. They're not going to tell you where it's going to go. All that Bollinger Bands do is they contract, they get tight when there's a big move about to happen. And look what is happening.
Look at this shit, dude.
You had a major bulge going to a.
I got a major bulge.
Right, exactly. Major bulge going to a tiny little shrivel. And as you get older, that tends to happen. But when you see these bands tightening up like this, you guys, this is a good thing. It doesn't tell you which direction it's going to move, though. Bollinger Bands do not tell you the direction. They only tell you that a move is coming. So this is interesting to see. So that's a good tool for that job. The other thing we wanted to look at was the liquidation level to see where the Wall Street guys want to take the trades. But Wes, what is your opinion there? They're getting tight, right?
They're getting really tight. And you can see, guys, when they do get tight like that, I mean, look, we get our explosive moves there. Tight here, move to the upside. We got tight here, move to the downside. It's volatility. It's going to measure the volatility, showing that we're about to make a big move somewhere, up, down, whatever. But it also acts as a support and resistance band as well, which is good to see too, because again, look where it's sitting at. The top band is sitting up here around 87, 88. And our support has come up a little bit as well. So there's a move coming. Yeah. Whether it's to the upside or downside, we don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm leaning more towards the upside than a rejection back down. But we'll have to see once that move happens where the resistance and support is at that time. But yeah,
that's it. That's a very good. For once, the Bollinger Bands are actually showing us what we wanted them to show, which is that a move is coming close. And I agree, Wes. You just had a downward move, right? That whole Bollinger Band we rode the bottom of the bands. And that's another thing. When you tighten up from Bollinger Bands and you have that high level and low level, you can actually trade in the bands, because when it's on one side, either top or bottom, it tends to ride that side more. So if we just came down and it's riding the bottom, we could have a little correction to the upside, like Wes is saying, and ride that top band for a minute, right? And then get that one more move down before forming a double bottom at 77 and then going up. So we could do that. We could have a short-term move back up to 87, 88 and ride the top of that band, come back down, and then get that real double bottom at 76 and then move up. But either way, this is a good sign. This shows that volatility is coming. It shows that a move is about to happen. And that's better than going sideways, right, guys? I mean, we're tired of this sideways bullshit, right?
Yeah. Let's see, man. I'm feeling good about it, though. I mean, the charts are looking good. Charts are looking good for once. And we're kissing that MACD. Look at that. We're kissing it, man. Trying to make out like a sophomore in damn prom.
You want to bring up liquidation levels?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
On the whales.
Sorry, here we go. All
so
right.
Wes is going to bring up another good tool, you guys. Liquidation levels shows you where all the liquidity is, where the whales might tend to take the price. So we're using all these different tools together to try to figure out what the whales are about to do. And that's why we use all these different indicators for different things.
Liquidation heat map. Let me share this. I don't know why it does that.
It does that on the intro, too. It's like, holy shit.
All right, man. This is our liquidation heat map. Jesus, dude.
This could be either really good or really bad.
Yeah, this is
what's that level at? 81?
Yeah, that's 81. Yep, 81. So we've got most of our buy side liquidity. Isn't that buy side liquidity? It's the opposite of, I don't know. Either way, there's a lot of liquidity to the downside here at 81, but our major levels, as far as the heat map goes, is directly above us and below us. But
can you scoot it over so we can see closer to the thing, or is that? I don't know if it's zoomed in or what. There we go. That's what I wanted. Just there we go.
Oh, you talking about that?
Because I can't see where we're headed. It's like butted all the way up.
I see.
I think you can grab the screen and scroll left. No?
Yeah, I can. I think.
It might be
a huge lag. Yeah.
Dude, look at that. Okay, so we're halfway in between those lines, right? I mean, we're in between the bright yellows. We're perfectly in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got two major levels below us. So if you're a Wall Street whale, they know everybody is probably looking at this chart, though, Wes, right? So if everyone's looking at this chart and you're a Wall Street whale, you're probably going, everyone thinks we're going to go to the downside, right? So maybe they're. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Siri. I got to charge to plug this up.
I got you. No, what I was saying is if you have these two levels and we're perfectly in the middle, but there's two levels below us, everybody's going to assume that the whales are going to take us to those two bottom levels. But the reality of it is, like Wes is saying, maybe they take us to that top level first and then go down and break the other two, because they like to trick you. They're not going to ever be predictable. The market maker's job is to fake you out. When a boxer gets in the ring and he's throwing punches, he moves his head, right? He throws a punch and then he moves his head. Good boxers move their head. So a market maker is not going to just say, oh, yeah, you see a level, I'm going to take you right to it. No, they're going to fake you the hell out. So you have two levels below us, one level above us. What would be the play psychologically? I think it goes along with what Wes has been saying. Potentially a fake out to the upside, wipe out a little bit of that liquidity up top, and then go down and take the 2 levels below us. But am I overthinking it? I could be. Maybe the whales just don't give a shit and they say, there's 2 levels down there. Go ahead, drop the bitch. We'll buy some more,
Let's look at the weekly. This might give us a better. Woo, buddy! Oh my goodness!
They're gonna take us up first.
Holy shit!
And then down, probably, right? Look,
it's hard to say, man. Looking at this, I mean, this gives you a better view of what we got here.
Certainly does. It doesn't even look like the same shit. Now that we're looking at this, it's like, wait a minute. There was 2 major levels below us. Now everything's above us.
Yeah, this is the weekly chart right here. This is showing more. So each one of these levels, it's just expanding it out a little bit more, and it's showing you the levels. They're just a little bit tighter. Like the 104 was from 80 to like 85. This one goes to 99 all the way down. So it looks a little different when you do it like this. But it's showing you
there's a lot up there.
There's a lot of liquidity up top. A lot. So shorts are just piling in, dude. Shorts are piling in, and this is exactly where they want to take.
That's what causes a freaking God candle when those shorts get backed up. You guys, that's what Wes is saying about that green freaking candle. So keep in mind, again, as a Remora, your job is to look at both sides and to judge carefully and be safe. Swim with the whales, but be safe, right? Listen to what Sierra's telling you about the 77K level, but don't bet your freaking life on it because it might not freaking happen. These whales could say, you know what? Get everyone bearish and everything looks like we're going down, and then you just get freaking devastated. And if you're on the sidelines and you're not buying right now, bad move, dude. Bad move. Not the play. Please don't take anything what I'm saying as the play to do that, because it's not. My goal is to get you to think that you may have an opportunity for a short term to go down, but the risk to reward ratio here, even looking at this chart, it's not worth being sidelined to catch a couple $1,000 discount, whereas the upside potential is going to wreck you. I mean, if you don't. So yeah, I just keep stressing that because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. That's all.
Yeah, man.
You would agree with that, though, right? I mean, you would agree.
Absolutely.
There's no way you should be on the sidelines right now. I mean, if you have $100 to invest, I would like right now on the way down, I would say probably $30 to $50 of that 100 would already be, it's go time. Go ahead, pull the trigger, just buy some. And then if it goes down lower, you still got $50 or whatever. And then you got a little more. But if we rip to the upside and you didn't even invest any money, then you miss that run, and who knows if we're going to come back down here or how often we will. I mean, this could be a wrap, dude.
Yeah, I mean, this could be that little curving bottom, that we see so much, which a lot of times will give us that head and shoulder move on the reversal. It's just going to be a really ugly looking one, man, if this is the reversal. But yeah, I mean, I feel good about our calls, man. I think that we're looking at the right levels. Yeah.
Shout out to our viewers in here on YouTube and on X. Kind of split up evenly today. Actually, a lot more of our X fam now, but in the beginning had a good numbers. But hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you can for us, please. That helps us out. We don't take any money or any sponsorships or anything. We do have a couple affiliate links, but they're not get rich quick schemes. What we would like is just you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That helps us out the most.
Yeah. There we go. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Siri?
I think we just have to do our calls, which is going to be the hardest thing. But
okay, let me bring up the chart one more time for that so we can see.
We're Monday morning, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We got 72 hours. Beginning of the week, beginning of the month. This is going to be this one's going to be a tough call.
Why does it do that? I don't understand.
I don't know. You click on one view on it and then it just does that. It's crazy. I don't like the views of the windows on Restream at all because they don't. They don't
We
show you what the hell what you're trying to get.
honestly, man, we might just have to go back to StreamYard. I mean, it's what is it, like $40 a month? No, it's like $49 a month, dude. It went up. If anybody has a StreamYard account and you have an affiliate link, let us know, man. We'll use it. All right. I don't know what you want to look at here. You just want to look at the daily?
Daniel's slightly or more on the bear side. He thinks 77 first. Dude, this is such a call. Good call, Daniel, because that's the level I'm seeing. But I'm agreeing with Wes too. That's why I said I'm not trading this, because Wes sounds right. You sound right. You both sound right. So to me, I'm like, I don't care. Like, any chips I have on the side are going to be for buying the dips and DCAing. I'm playing the safe route right now. I'm not trading, but either way, bro, this is a good entry, man. I still say this is a prime time for entries to buy coins you want, man. This is it.
Yeah.
And you're running out of time, because if we get that reversal, bro, I think Wes is nailing it on the head. I think a God candle could be incoming with all these shorts, coming up. Man, you could see that God candle and miss it, and that would suck.
Yeah. It's hard to say, where we'll be at by Thursday, but I think we have the general direction. I think our trades are looking pretty good. What are you thinking, Siri?
Well, I think in the next 72 hours, you have enough time between now and Thursday. I think by Thursday, fuck, man, I hate making this kind of a fucking call. I would never trade this shit, but just for our fun sakes of calls, God, I say we go up to the confluence of those two to those two descending levels of resistance. I feel like we need to go up, like, to hit that first. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that'll be the general direction. So I have kind of changed since the beginning of the stream. I say maybe there's enough strength. We're just right there, though. Look at it. We could hit our head at this level, y'all. Like, we could hit our head and we could go down, or we could go to those two levels of freaking rising resistance, the falling resistance, and then come down. So I'm gonna say, fuck it, I'll go bullish this time, even though I'm still not saying that. I'm gonna say that we go up to $84,000 on Thursday. I'd say by Thursday we're at like 84,000, and maybe Wednesday, Thursday we hit our head at 84, and then come back down, because I do think that we'll hit our head. So I'm gonna flip bullish short term between now and Thursday. I'm gonna call 84. I'll say we'll be at 84, which is not a whole hell of a lot higher than where we're at now, but it's at that level. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 84,500, I guess, would be the appropriate level. Yeah, that's my call.
I like that, dude. I think that's a good call. Something that I just noticed as well. Does that go down?
Oh shit!
Yeah, look at that. I just noticed that.
Oh shit! That could be the bounce right there. Wow, dude, good call. I didn't see that either until you
just noticed it, dude.
Nice.
I just noticed it,
dude. So if that's a bounce, now your range just got really tight. Your range is now between 82 and 84. So we could pinball a little bit there. You know what I'm saying? Come up to 84, go back down to 82, and just go ting, 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 and get real tight, and then have our move. So yeah, dude, 84, bro. That kind of confirms my 84 by Thursday, and then we'll see. We still got a little time. There's still a little time in this range. There's a little bit of movement for these candles.
I like this reversal pattern. I think that for now, I think for now, I'm gonna be bullish on this one as well. We've got short term, bullish movement here, bullish structure, making a higher high, higher low. Again, this isn't confirmed until we break above that 88,000. But I'm feel good about it. It's the 0.618. We're above the 0.5, and in my opinion, I think we've made a higher low here.
Definitely.
I think that I want to say 87, 88 again, but I don't see that yet. But I am seeing 86, probably the top of this. Coming back and seeing 86,000 is what I'll say.
On Thursday?
We might have already hit it and tried to retrace, but I'm gonna go with it. 86 by Thursday.
86 by Thursday. I like both those calls. And you look, Daniel, just because I kind of flipped on you, even though you switched to 77, which is where I was in the beginning of the show. Keep in mind, I am still calling for another top at, if we do break above that blue line, which I don't think we necessarily do. I think we hit 84 on Thursday, and then I think over the weekend we lose volume. And I think over the weekend right now, this shit could change too. But I think we go to 84, hit our head on Thursday. Friday, you have a slow day. Weekend, you have a slow day. So I think we fizzle, from Thursday, I think we fizzle down from 84. And that's what brings us back down to that 80 towards the 81 level. And then we'll have to reassess next week. But for right now, I like both our calls. I like Wes's call at 86 because it could happen if we break up. People get excited again. Might wipe out some of those levels. But I'm still going to say 84,500. 84.5 is where we go up to, and then we hit our head on Thursday. That's the best call I have.
Yeah. Yeah, I think by Thursday we're probably headed back down for sure. So I think we're in agreement, man. My target's just a little bit higher than yours, I think.
You flipped me though, dude. You flipped me because in the beginning I said there's no way, and we're going down. You actually flipped me short-term bullish. So there is that. I did change. And guys, this is the biggest thing about this channel that we try to teach you. We're not trying to teach you TA. We're trying to teach you how to think on your own by using TA, because we don't want to give you answers, right? We're trying to get you independent of us and help you to where you can learn on your own and make your own decisions. That's the most important thing as an investor, not how many times you're right, even though we joke around and shit. The reality of it is, are you strong enough on TA where you can make your own decisions? And if you win 60% and lose 40, hell, you're doing good, bro. You're making money. So that's what's important, you guys. Don't take your losses so seriously. Don't take your wins too seriously either. Keep a level head, and just long as you're learning, and hopefully you are learning something from the channel, hit subscribe, hit like. That helps us out, man. Get us out to more people.
Yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate y'all for being here. Come back on Thursday, see if we get these calls right. I got a good feeling about it, man. I'm feeling good about the market overall. Even if we do get some short-term downward pressure, I mean, I think that essentially we do come up and hit these targets. But we'll see, man. We'll see. We're just having fun here. Make sure you're subscribed to the Crypto Remora at the Crypto.
I rolled it too soon.
Gary at Gary Crypto and myself at Crypto MacGyver. Much love until next time. Peace out.
We love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Daniel, thank you, brother. We will see you one fast, GMB. See you guys later.